Hey everybody! Today we are going to learn about different bodies of water. The earth is covered in a lot of water and it can be in different shapes and sizes. So here are 4 different shapes and sizes of water. The first body of water we'll talk about is a river. A river is long and skinny and there's land on both sides. The water is traveling and moving through a channel, and usually a river ends up feeding into an ocean, a lake, or a different river. Now, next we have a pond. A pond is different because it is smaller and the water is not moving, it's still. Usually the water is fresh, and some things that live in ponds could be turtles and frogs, ducks, even snakes. Here, number 3, we have a lake. A lake looks similar to a pond, but it is bigger. It's mostly fresh water, and at the bottom of a lake, it can be muddy or sandy. Lakes can be really big, or sometimes they can be small. And last, we have our biggest body of water, the ocean. Oceans are really big and they cover a lot of the earth. And oceans have salt water, which means it's not safe to drink. And I'm going to show you a picture of a world map so you can see just how much water covers the world. All of the blue stuff is water. The next thing we're going to do is illustrate and write about some bodies of water.
Okay, for this activity, you are going to need paper or a journal, and you're going to need a pencil and some colors. So if you have a piece of paper, you're going to draw a straight line in the middle down, and the same thing from the middle of the side over, so that you can have 4 different sections of your paper. If you have a journal or a notebook like this, I would recommend opening it up and drawing a straight line across like this. So you have more room on both pages and you have 4 sections here. All right. In each section, we are going to write about a body of water. The first one we're going to write about is a river. So I'm picking a box, and at the top of each box, I'm going to write the title. Now I'm writing river. R-I-V-E-R. And rivers are long and skinny, so I'm going to start at one side and draw kind of a curvy line through this box, and I'm going to just go down a little bit and draw that same line again. I can color in my river with a blue color. And remember, river water is always moving and flowing because it ends up at the bottom into the ocean or a lake or a different river. And I'm drawing some green grass because on each side of my river there's land. Okay, so in this space down here, I'm going to write a sentence about something I know about a river. So I know river water is flowing. I know rivers end up in the ocean. I'm going to write my sentence, river water is flowing. So my first word is river, and I capitalize the first letter in my sentence. River, finger space, water is, coming down here for flowing. And at the end of my sentence, of course, I have a period. All right, we are ready to move on to the pond. Pond. Okay, so we know ponds are pretty small. going to color in my pond blue, and pond water is usually fresh water. And we know that different kind of animals, reptiles live in ponds. And ponds are also surrounded by land. All right, so I could write a couple of different sentences that I know about ponds. I could write ponds are small. Oh, I know that the pond water isn't traveling like river water, so I could say pond water is still. I could say ducks swim on ponds. I'm going to write pond, capital P for pond, water is still. Still means it's not moving, it's not flowing. All right, next we have our lake. So I'm coming to my next square to write the word lake. And lakes look similar to ponds, but I'm going to draw it much bigger. I'm going to color it in. You could even add a boat to your lake. You can add some animals. Most lake water is also fresh water. And lakes are bigger and they go deeper than pond water. And at the bottom of a lake, it can be muddy, it can be sandy, or there can be weeds, like seaweed and stuff like that at the bottom of the lake. So for this sentence, I'm going to write lakes, capital L, lakes can, it's a sight word, be. All right, I'm going to write lakes can be big or small. Big or small, period. And our last biggest body of water is the ocean. So for my picture that I showed you earlier, I chose to draw like the beach. This time I'm just going to draw some waves at the top and maybe some seaweed at the bottom and a fish. Oh, I have to make sure I leave enough room for my sentence. Well, I'll go ahead and color in my water. So we know that oceans are really big. There are 5 different oceans in the world. There are a lot of amazing things that live in the ocean. Sharks, dolphins, whales, octopus. And oceans are really big and they can go really deep. And we know that ocean water is salt water. It's not really great for us to drink it. If you've ever been to the beach and you accidentally got some in your mouth, you know, it tastes very salty. So I'm going to write, I'm going to write there are 5 oceans. Capital T for there are 5 oceans. Period at the end. Okay, friends, that's all we're doing today for our different bodies of water. Remember, you can choose to write my sentences or you can come up with your own. I can't wait to see what you all come up with.